Welcome to Agoracom's Small Cap Breaking News, your daily go-to source for the best small cap headlines for over 65 million investors since 2007.
Well, hello, everyone. Let's get right to it. Those headlines are hot today.
And we've got some big news coming out of the gold sector.
Yeah.
And some innovative plays in clean energy. Plus, we'll be looking at a company tackling a problem you probably didn't even know you had.
Definitely a diverse mix. Should be interesting.
First up, we're heading to the gold fields.
Love it. Always exciting.
It's I-80 Gold Corp. They trade on the TSX under the symbol IAU. And they just released a preliminary economic assessment, a PEA, for their Granite Creek open pit project in Nevada. Well, the numbers are looking pretty good.
That's what we like to hear.
Yeah, this PEA is outlining a potential 10-year mine life with an estimated annual production of 130,000 ounces of gold. So, that's definitely something investors will pay attention to.
Oh, absolutely. Those are some impressive figures. Definitely attention-grabbing.
And there's more. The PEA estimates an after-tax net present value of $421 million at a gold price of $2,175 per ounce. We're talking about a 30% internal rate of return.
Wow. That's significant.
Yeah, CEO Richard Young called it a potential company maker.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see why he'd say that.
Absolutely. And you know what else caught my eye? Their decision to switch from heap leaching to a carbon-in-leach processing system.
Interesting. Yeah, what about that?
Well, it's a strategic move that points to operational efficiency. You see, carbon-in-leach, CIL, generally recovers gold at higher rates than heap leaching does. Plus, it often has less of an environmental impact, and that's a big factor for investors these days.
Right, yeah, it's like they're kind of hitting a double win, right?
Yeah, exactly. Maximizing profits while minimizing their footprint. It's a smart approach in today's market, for sure.
Totally. Okay, so let's move on from gold, for a bit at least, and look at some clean energy innovation.
Sounds good. What do we got?
Hybrid Power Solutions. They're listed on the CSE under the symbol HPSS.
Okay, I know them. They're doing some interesting things in the portable power market, right?
Yeah, they've actually just secured a pretty big investment to help them expand.
Oh, that's great news for them.
It is. $2.25 million in funding from FedEv Ontario.
Wow. That shows a real commitment from the government. They clearly see the potential in hybrid's vision for a cleaner energy future.
Yeah, it's not just about replacing those big, noisy diesel generators with, quieter battery-powered ones.
Right.
I mean, hybrid's technology, it could really reduce emissions and even improve safety for workers across a whole bunch of industries.
Absolutely. It's a win for the environment and the bottom line. A classic win-win.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, for our next big news story, let's talk about something I bet everyone has experienced, but most people don't really understand.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What is it?
It's dirty power.
Ah, interesting.
We've all been there, right? The lights flicker. Your electronics act up.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And you just know something isn't quite right with the power.
Definitely.
Well, Legend Power Systems, they're trading on the TSX Venture Exchange under the symbol LPS. They've not only recognized this problem, they've come up with a solution.
Really? That's impressive. So what have they done?
They've introduced a new metric called Voltage Adherence Risk.
Voltage Adherence Risk.
Yeah, it basically measures how much these voltage fluctuations are actually costing you.
Wow. Like putting a dollar figure on it.
Exactly. It's like they've finally given us a way to talk about this problem.
And a problem it is. It's been quietly costing businesses so much money, wasted energy, damaged equipment.
So much, yeah.
But now they can finally measure and understand it.
And the best part, they're not just raising awareness, they have a solution.
Even better.
It's called SmartGATE technology.
Interesting.
And it basically acts like a bodyguard for your building's electrical system. It stabilizes the voltage.
Ah, I see. Keeping everything running smoothly.
Yeah. So it's all about ensuring that you have optimal power quality.
Makes sense. That's a great analogy.
Okay, and last but not least, let's head back to the exciting world of gold exploration.
All right. Always up for more gold.
This time it's formation metals, trading on the CSE under the symbol FOMO.
FOMO. Okay, got it. What have they been up to?
They just announced they're acquiring the N2 gold property. It's in Quebec. And get this, it's a site with a historical gold resource of 810,000 ounces.
Whoa. That's impressive. A significant resource right from the start.
Yeah, that's a great starting point, right?
Yeah.
But what's even more interesting is that there hasn't been any drilling at N2 since 2008.
Really? Wow. So much potential just waiting to be uncovered.
Exactly. Plus, with gold prices the way they are now, near record highs, It's a great time for formation metals to really explore this asset.
For sure, the timing couldn't be better for them to unlock the potential there.
Yeah, and CEO Deepak Varshney, he said,
Okay, let's hear it.
with a proven gold system containing nearly 900,000 ounces, historically and significant exploration upside, N2 is ideally positioned to support immediate and sustained increases in value.
He's clearly confident, and rightfully so, it seems.
Right. And they're not wasting any time getting the word out.
Yeah.
Formation Metals is going all out with a multifaceted marketing campaign, engaging a bunch of firms and spending hundreds of thousands of dollars.
That's a smart move. Got to raise that profile, attract those investors.
Exactly. I mean, they're not just sitting on a gold mine.
Right.
They're really working to,
What?
unearth its full potential.
I like that.
So there you have it. 4 big news stories that really highlight how dynamic the small cap market is.
Yeah, they really run the gamut, don't they? Gold exploration, clean energy solutions, tackling hidden energy drains.
It's pretty amazing.
And it just goes to show there are so many opportunities out there for investors, but you got to be in the know.
For sure. And we'll be back after a quick break to dive a little deeper into these companies, exploring their financials, their strategies, and what it all means for investors like you.
Stay tuned. Welcome back to Agoracom Small Cap Breaking News. I'm still thinking about I-80 Gold Core, IAU, and their Granite Creek project. $421 million after-tax net present value. That's pretty impressive.
It really is. But for me, what really caught my attention was their switch from heap leaching to that carbon and leach processing system.
Oh, yeah, that's smart. It really shows you they're serious about operational excellence. And carbon and leach, CIL usually gets better gold recovery rates than heap leaching.
Right.
Plus, it can be better for the environment. And investors, they care about that stuff now.
Definitely, yeah. It's like they're winning on 2 fronts.
Right, absolutely. More profits, less impact. That's a good combo these days.
For sure. Okay, so let's talk about hybrid power solutions now, HPSS. They're doing some cool stuff with portable power solutions. I think there's a huge opportunity for them in those industries that still rely on all those diesel generators, like construction and mining,
Oh, totally. Hybrid's got those backpack solutions. They start at 3000 W, which is pretty compact, and they offer a clean and quiet alternative to those noisy, polluting diesel generators.
Exactly.
And then for bigger jobs, they have these Spark and Terra energy storage systems.
Oh, right, yeah.
They've got capacities of 24 kVA and 150 kVA. I mean, those could really change the game for those remote work sites.
Yeah.
Even disaster relief efforts.
Yeah, totally. It's like bringing, good, clean power to the places that really need it without all the noise and the fumes and the environmental damage. I think they're going to do really well, especially with that government funding they just got. It'll really help them grow.
Definitely. And speaking of government support, we should probably mention Legend Power Systems again, LPS, and what they're doing to fix that dirty power problem.
Right, right.
I mean, their Voltage Adherence Risk Metric, it's a game changer, really. Building owners can finally see how much those voltage fluctuations are costing them. Think of it like an early warning system for energy waste and damaged equipment.
And their SmartGATE technology, it doesn't just detect those fluctuations.
Right.
It actually stabilizes the voltage too.
Oh, wow.
So you're always getting that perfect power quality.
Smart. So it's like preventative too.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And, it could save businesses a lot of money over time. And most building owners, they probably don't even realize how bad their dirty power problem is. So Legend Power is really tapping into this massive market.
It's a classic, Find a problem people don't even know they have, then come up with the solution.
Totally. Okay, let's go back to gold exploration for a minute.
Always happy to talk gold.
Formation metals, FOMO. They're going all in on this underexplored asset.
Yeah, the N2 gold property in Quebec. So much potential. 810,000 ounces of historical gold resources.
Right. And no drilling since 2008. That just leaves so much room for new discoveries.
For sure. And with gold prices doing so well, it's the perfect time for formation metals to really make a move.
Yeah, and they're not messing around.
Yeah.
Their marketing campaign, hundreds of thousands of dollars. It shows you how committed they are. They really want to get noticed.
Definitely. Junior mining companies, sometimes it's tough for them to get attention, but formation metals, they're not shying away. They want to make a splash.
It's like that classic underdog story,
Yeah.
taking on the big guys. And sometimes the underdog wins, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've talked about 4 really cool companies today.
They have been pretty interesting.
Each one is kind of doing its own thing in the small cap market. From finding gold to making clean energy and fixing power problems, they're definitely making waves.
Yeah, it's inspiring to see.
It is. But it's just the tip of the iceberg, really.
Oh, yeah, we've only just scratched the surface.
Right.
So much more to discover and explore.
And before we wrap up, I want to mention something we haven't really talked about directly.
Okay, I'm listening.
Diversification. It's like
Yeah.
fundamental to investing, especially with small cap companies.
Diversification, that's so important. It's like spreading your bets at the roulette table. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, right?
Right.
And when you diversify, if one investment doesn't work out, your whole portfolio isn't going to crash and burn. And with small caps, they can be volatile, so diversification is key.
Totally. It's like you're building a really strong foundation for your portfolio.
Exactly.
And, it's not just about how many stocks you own.
Right.
It's also about what kinds of companies you're investing in. You want a good mix. Some well-established companies, some up-and-coming innovators, that sort of thing.
Oh, for sure. You got to find that balance, risk and reward.
Right.
Make sure your portfolio matches what you want to achieve and how much risk you're comfortable with.
Exactly. Okay, so before we go, I want to leave everyone with something to think about.
Okay, fire away.
In the small cap market, which is so, fast-paced and all,
Right.
what are the things you look for when you're evaluating a potential investment? Are there any red flags? Or maybe like indicators that get you excited?
Oh, that's a great question, and one that deserves a lot more attention.
Yeah.
It's all about due diligence. All right. We'll be back after a quick break to really dig into that. We'll talk about how to spot those hidden gems in the small cap market.
Sounds good. Welcome back to Agoracom Small Cap Breaking News. So we've been talking about due diligence, right? And what investors should be looking for when they're, checking out a potential small cap investment.
It's so important. You got to go beyond just like the headlines and the hype. You really need to dig deep to see if a company is the real deal.
Exactly. It's kind of like panning for gold.
Yeah.
You got to sift through a lot of dirt and gravel to find those little nuggets of value.
That's a great analogy, and I think a good place to start is with the management team.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Who are these people running the company? What kind of experience do they have? Do they have a good track record? You want to see a team that knows how to handle the ups and downs of the small cap market.
Right. You want people who have been there, done that, and come out on top.
Exactly. Then you got to dive into those financials.
Oh, yeah, the numbers.
Don't just look at the revenue.
Right.
Look at the profitability. Look at the cash flow and how much debt they have.
See if it all adds up.
Exactly. Are there any red flags popping up?
They make you go,
Exactly. This is where, understanding some basic accounting can really help. You want to know how the company makes money, how they manage their spending, and if they're in a good financial position to actually grow.
For sure.
And of course, you can't forget about their strategy.
Right. What's the plan?
Yeah. What's their competition like? What are their plans for growth? How are they making themselves stand out in the market?
Yeah.
You want to see a company with a clear vision, a roadmap, and a strategy that can adapt, as the market changes.
Yeah, you got to be able to roll with the punches in this business.
Exactly.
It's like understanding their game plan, right? And figuring out if it's actually going to work.
And you know what? Don't ignore your gut feeling.
That little voice.
Yeah. If something feels off, if you have doubts, listen to that. Sometimes the best investments are the ones you don't make.
Yeah.
Better to walk away than risk your money on something that just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, better safe than sorry.
Exactly. Look, investing in small caps, it can be really exciting and potentially really rewarding.
Yeah.
But you got to be smart about it.
For sure.
Do your research, be a little skeptical. That way you can avoid some of those, those big mistakes.
Yeah, exactly. It's about finding that balance, the thrill of maybe discovering the next big thing, but also being realistic about the risks.
Absolutely. Well, I think this has been a great deep dive into the small cap world. We've looked at some exciting opportunities, talked about the challenges, and even shared some strategies for success. From gold mines to clean energy, it's been quite a ride. But the biggest takeaway for me, it's all about due diligence, doing your research, and making smart decisions.
Couldn't agree more. It's been a great discussion. And that's all the time we have for today's Agoracom Small Cap Breaking News. Thanks for joining us, and until next time, happy investing.